G'day everyone, we are back and we're going to get in for the tutorial for this. You might hear a little bit of moaning in the background. I've just picked up my dog from the vet. He's just had a lump and a toe removed, so he's feeling a little bit sorry for himself. So that's just him in the background. He's okay, he's just in recovery. So he's right beside my feet, however, so that's kind of just how it's going to roll. Okay, so what we're going to do is look at how we put this folio together, and what you're going to need is 3 of these foolscap manila folders. Okay, so they are 9.5 by 14 here in Australia. So and you'll notice that they don't have any of those file foldery tabby things. I'm going to show you how I make mine, and yeah, so that's what we're going to use. I generally have, because I'm a teacher, so usually the ones I use have student names on it, but obviously for confidentiality, we're not going to use that. I cover them up, obviously, when I'm using them. But so I went and got some clean ones for you, and we're going to go through what the cutting and the scoring is, and then we're going to look at how we do the inking today, and then we'll decorate and construct in another video, I think. So we've got a pile of different cut pieces here, and I'm just going to go through what they are as we go through. Oh, my heart breaks for him. I just want him okay. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to look at is I've got a full piece of manila folder, so it's still fully there, and it's cut to 11. Okay, so 11 high. All right, and this is going to be our base. So we're going to get in and score this one. All right, so how I tend to score this is I will take the first line that we've got there in our scoring that comes with as part of it, and I'm going to use that to be my spine. So I'm just going to fold that in and burnish along that score line. Okay, so that's going to become the spine of our folio. So it's half an inch. Alright, then I'm going to put this into the, I'm going to turn it over actually, because it's just the way I like to score. I like my valleys to become mountains, but you do you. Okay, so I'm going to score along here, so I've got it pushed up along here, and I'm going to score at 6 and at 6 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to maneuver this into the other score line. I'm going to put that in. Push that up against here, and we're going to score at 6 and 6 1/4. Well, without my thumb in the way would be good. Okay, so that's our first lot of scoring done. Before I fold and burnish these score lines, however, I want to turn this into a file folder with the tabs, you know, the classic tabs that everyone seems to like. And we're going to do this by using our envelope punch board. That's kind of how I like to do it. So we're going to be using the envelope punch board, and I'm going to make my tabs 3.5 inches wide. So I've got the longer piece here, and this is the piece that I'm going to keep. So I'm going to go up to the 3.5, and I'm going to put in a punch there. Okay. Now, if you don't have an envelope punch board, you can actually buy just a notch punch. If you put into Amazon notch punch, you will find this notch and corner punch. You can do that, or you can make angles. So you can cut it, whichever way works. So Sorry, I'm just giving the dog a pat, just reassuring him I'm here. Alright, okay, now, then on the shorter side, so we've got that's the longer side, this on the shorter one, I'm going to go at 3.5 again. And put that there. And we've got one last one that we need to do. So I want to make this tab be the same on this side, so I'm going to run it up right into the direct center there. Okay, and I'm going to put that tab in there as well. Okay, so that's our notches. Now we need to cut out some pieces of our folder. So the first one we're going to cut out is, we're going to come along and we're going to put our longer piece there. And you'll see that I've just got that little line. If you look closely, I'll see if I can bring it up. You can just see the line in there. And that's what I'm looking for to help me make sure I'm cutting at the right part. So I'm just going to along there. So that's that one. And now the next one, I actually want to make a divot. So I'm going to cut the shorter piece. Hey boy, come here. What's up, my boy? Come here. Right. I was too busy trying to pat him. I'm just going to take this across a little bit because I cut it a little bit too far. Easy to rectify by doing that. Never happened. Okay. So we've got our cutout and our tab now. Just going to come in and I'm going to use the middle quarter rounder, 7mm. I'm just going to do that corner. Do that corner. I like the rounded corners. So we're going to just do that. And now we can come along and burnish our inner spine. I'm going to come along. One. Two. Okay, so now we've got 1/4 inch spines on either end, and that will meet up with that 1/2 inch spine that we've got there. So this is the base of our folio. Okay, so if we look at it like that, we've got our little tab there and our little cutout there. Alright, this part here, out and in. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is the inner flappy bits. So we'll get in and get them cut out. Alright, what do we need for that one? We need 2 pieces that are 6.5 by 11, and we're going to be making 2 that look like this. Now I have ones that I've prepared earlier, simply because I was filming this earlier and I had to take the phone call from the vet and I thought I pressed resume and I didn't. So I was talking to myself for a good hour. but we're going to do this. Okay, that's what we're after next. So we're going to take this, guys, and we're going to get our scoreboard. And we are going to score at a half and a quarter, 3/4. So half and at 3/4. And then same on this one. We're going to go at a half and 3/4. Half, 3/4. Put this guy out of the way. And then we're going to put our tabs in where we need them. So the first one is that we're going to put in our right one, which is going to be, I'm going to come in 3.5. That's how wide we made the other one. So I'm going to go 3.5 there. And then I'm going to line that up. So line the center of that notch up with 3.5. And punch again. So we've got that one. It's our right one. And then we're going to repeat exactly the same for our left one. So we've got 3.5. And then we're going to come over and 3.5 again. Okay. Let's get these guys out of the way. Now I'm going to cut out the bits that we don't need. So in this one is going to be our left one. So we're going to cut out that. It's going to become a notch, like a cut out. So lining it up again. I've popped it out. Of course I have. There we go. Okay, so we've got the cut out there. And then this one, we want to keep this tab, so we're going to cut out above and below. That one. And then that one. And then we've got our little tabs there, look like that. And then we can fold and burnish our score lines. So my dog Casper he's 8.5 years old, and he's a giant sook. So he is one of those dogs that you know, suffers from when thunderstorms and just all of that kind of stuff. So he'd be feeling a bit anxious at the moment and in a bit of pain because he's just had a toe removed. So it's okay, I'm here. Oh, good boy. I'm right here. Okay. Alright, so we've got these two. Now, you would have noticed that I put a 1/4 inch spine on them as well, because what we're going to do is they are going to slot in and be glued into the 1/4 inch spine that is already on our main folio base. Because it's going to strengthen it. This is where I'm going to put eyelets to hold in the journals. So, there we go. So that's what we're up to. We've got those two. And now we are going to look at putting in our little pockets that we've got in underneath. Alright, so what I'm doing there is I'm utilising some leftover bits from when I made these, and I've got this one here, which is 1.5 by 11. And you will notice that I've kept it where all of those score lines are, because I'm going to make use of those score lines as a design feature. But first off, we need to cut out some notches. Casper, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, so sorry, I just had to disappear for a moment. You wouldn't have noticed, hopefully, but I just went and had some alpha nuggies, because nuggets always taste better when they're shaped. And just sat with Casper for a bit and see how he goes. All right, so now we've got this piece here that's 1.5 by 11, and as I was saying, I'm going to make a design feature out of those score lines, and we're going to turn it into so it looks a bit like a rusted piece of metalwork. Okay, but first up we got to notch out some bits. So we're going to notch out. We're going to come in at 1 3/4 from either end. 1, 1 3/4, and then in the middle at 5.5. And that is going to be our one there, and so that's all ready to go. All right, with those notches. Then we're going to come in with the other side, and the other side only has 2 notches out of it. So this one I've made into 3 little pockets, 1, 2, 3. This one I've made into 2 pockets. One here that is around the width of the tab, and this one is a longer pocket for a bigger journaling card. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece here, so this piece, and we are going to cut or notch 2.5 2 inches in here, and then turn it over and come in 3.5. So they're the notches that we have for that one. Okay. Alright. So we've got those pieces. Now we're going to look at these pockets here. Okay. So we've got 2 pieces that are 5 by 5.5. So there's 2 exactly the same. And we're going to do our notch out of them before we do any scoring, just so it's done. So on the 5.5, yes, on the 5.5 inch, so the longer piece, we're going to come in 1.5 from each side. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. Honestly, I rarely use the envelope punch board to make envelopes, mainly because it's really badly designed for someone that's left-handed. So I tend to use the one that comes with the scoreboard, you know, the little thing that you add to it. This little thing. I find that more left-hand friendly. Alright. Okay. So now we're going to add our gussets in. So we're going to go half, half, and half, and then repeat. So half, half, and half. Okay. I'm just going to cut out or miter those corner bits. So coming right across. daughter's obviously just finished her nuggies. My space is in the main living area, so you will hear occasional noises in the background. Alright, so now let's fold and burnish those. I'm gonna just miter these bits in too. Okay, so we folded and burnished all of them, and now we're going to come in, because I forgot, oops, we've got to come in and take out this little bit, so we've got this cut out. One, usually easier to do before you burnish, but you know. There you go. Done, skis. Alright, so there's our pockets. Alright, and then we're going to do the next bit, which is the large kind of document holders here. So the ones with the accordion gussets there. Okay? Alright. So what we have for them is we have two pieces that are 7 by 8. Okay, so 7 by 8, 7, 8. On the 8-inch side, we are going to do it at 3 from one side, flip it over, and 3 from the other side, and then repeat. So 3 from one side, flip it over, and 3 in from the other. Let's remove those ones. He's just pretending now. I've put the anxiety jacket on him too, so hopefully that will help him a little bit. Alright. So let's score these guys. So along this side with 8 across the top, we are going to score at 1/2, 1. Now it sounds like, you know, I'm being cruel to my animal. I promise I'm not. I love my dog dearly. 1/2, 1 and 1/2, and then across the bottom just at 1/2. Okay, so we've got 1/2, 1, 1 and 1/2, 1/2, 1, 1 and 1/2, and then across the bottom at 1/2. Okay. And we're going to come in here, down here where our score lines are, and we're going to miter up there, and miter up there, and then we're going to come in, and I'm going to cut above this score line. So coming in above it and cut that piece out. Okay, we got that. And I'm going to do the same on this one. So, come in above. Alright, so we've got those bits cut out. And now we can foldish and burnish these lines. So pull one up. One up. Yeah, I got Casper in for his he was the first surgery today because I said to him, listen, he's not going to do well in the vets. He's going to get really anxious. So, and they rung me and they're like, yeah, and they said come and get him. He's better off recovering at home. So that's why he's not in there recovering, because he's just better off doing that here. Alright, so we've got that. Alright. And yeah. He's making the same person. Oh, I feel, and I'm sorry for those people in the back. I just only have a finite time that I can actually film this at this point in time, and I'm on holidays, and I need to get it done. So we've got them ones, so they're good to go. And then all we've got left is these little pieces here. Now these were just left over from cutting off the 11 inches. So they're about 3 inches, I would imagine then. Yep, 3 inches, there you go, exactly. And I've made them 5 3/4 wide. Alright, and then we just need to do a 1/2 inch score line. 1/2 inch score line there, because these are going to become, I'll show you what they're going to become. They're going to become these. Okay. So we've got the 1/2 inch there, and then I'm going to come in with the corner rounder, and I'm going to use the larger one for this, the 10mm. And then we will fold and burnish those. And that's it for the pieces of manila folder or file folder that you need cut. So we've got all of them there. This is all I had, just so you know, that's all I had left out of scraps out of the 3 that I used, and obviously use that for backing of tags and things like that. So there's not too much wastage, and you could use it to add more pockets and stuff as you choose to. Okay, all right. So I'm going to show you now how we do the inking, so that I can go off and do the inking and let it dry, so that we can go on to the next part of the constructing. So I'm going to do it on this big one. Okay, so I'm just going to lay it back out and get out my mat. Alright, okay. And now you could always put paper underneath here. I was going to put another manila folder underneath there and do it onto that, but I forgot all about it. So, alright, so we've got all of this here, and now we're going to get in and do up the edges. So I'm going to come in with rusty hinge first. Okay, so we'll come in with rusty hinge. And I'm just going to kind of, and it's, I want it messy. I'm not going for perfection. That's the last thing I want, because rust doesn't do pretty patterns. It does whatever, wherever it suits itself, depending on what, where the water accumulates. Alright. Coming in there. So anywhere that we've got scoring. It's going to come in. Some places darker than others. Go under. All right. And do the inside as well. Alright, I'm going to keep doing this and I'll come back to you when I've finished this little bit. Okay, so next up I'm going to come in with either salvaged patina or evergreen bower, whichever one you've got. Just one of these kind of patina colours. And I'm just going to put that in places. Not as much as the rusty hinge. Remembering that most of this is not going to be seen. If you're new to my videos, I do just occasionally make random tunes. Welcome, by the way. And if you are new, that'd be great if you could hit that subscribe button. I rarely do ask, but it's always nice if you do that. I'm not here as such for subscribers. I'm just here for sharing, but it does make a bit of a difference. Always makes you feel like people are willing and wanting to watch what you create. Okay, so we've got that, and then I'm going to go off and do the inside, and I'm also doing this little piece here as well. This is the only piece that I'm doing fully, and that's that small one, and I'm doing it where the scores are up, so where the mountains are, so that I get that real defined edge. Kind of what I'm after at this point. It's like alright, so I'm going to go off and do this little bit, and then I will come back. Okay, so these are done, and now we're going to come in with Vintage Photo. And Vintage Photo, I'm just going to come in from the edges. So I do want to get those edges and really kind of getting up that getting those then defined and kind of bringing in that, you know, grunginess. Now, of course, you don't have to do this. This is just my preference. You know, I'm like, the older and grungier, the better, really. But to ink or not to ink is up to you. This coming in from the edges. I'm just going to go off and do the inside, and then I will come back to you. Okay, so I'm back and I've done the insides, outsides, and I've done it to all of the pieces. So they're the ones I've been showing you, but I just wanted to show you what I've done on the other pieces. So this is the left-hand flap. So this is the one that's on top with the 2 pockets. This will be on the inside, so you'll see that hinge there. Then this one is the right one, inside and outside. So those 2. Then we've got the right top inside pocket, which will look like that. And then we've got the 2 side pockets, the 2 accordion pockets done. So I've done the insides as well. And then the 2 ones that are going to hold down that netting component, or elastic, is like that. And then inside I've completely done it, because you're probably never going to actually see that, but just in case, Alright, so there how I've inked it up. Now I'm going to show you what I do to start getting the oxidization and getting it to look all manky, grungy, whatever word you want to use for it. Okay, so I'm going to come in with some water, and alright, so I'm just going to come in and spray some water here, there and everywhere around here. Okay. Alright, I'm going to let that sit for a bit. Now you can use another piece of paper to mop this up, or you can use a mop-up rag. You can use whatever you want. So come in, start picking that up, and you'll see that the oxidization is starting to occur. That's why I love oxides. Alright. Okay, so we've got that. And we're going to repeat it on the inside. Oh, I'm sure he's just doing it for attention now. And you're like, why with me? I just lost my toe. Alright, just letting that sit for a bit. And lifting it up. Alright. Okay, so we've got that. And then we're going to do the same with this one. And then I'm also going to maybe come through, and you can just come through and pick up any of the water, or you can use another piece of paper, another piece of towel to pick it all up. We're starting to get that movement happening, and it will change as it begins to dry. You will begin to see more of it. And then I come in, because I'm extra, that was big things, and then I'm just going to do a light misting. That one. And then got that. Alright. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them dry, obviously. So I'm going to let them do their thing, let them oxidize, let them dry naturally. You can dry them with a heat tool if you want to, but I'm going to go spend some time with my dog, is my plan. And then I'm going to leave this video here so you can go off and do all of this bit, and then we'll come back in the next video and start constructing it, putting it together, and begin decorating it. Alrighty, I will see you in the next one. As always, remember, be kind, be strong, be aware, and I'll see you later. Bye.